Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast and to another live match reaction from Brentford 0, Chelsea 0. Fairly underwhelming in the grand scheme of things for a game that, from the neutral perspective, could have, should have, usually is very entertaining. I mean, today was a far cry from that. I think both teams can be disappointed how they turned out and what they created today. I think both teams would have expected, would have wanted more. Obviously, very few clear-cut chances, particularly from a Chelsea perspective. Cole Palmer nearly clinching it right at the end, but on the balance, a fair result. Chelsea did not deserve to win today. And I think the main the overarching point of this live is going to be, would we have taken this going into today? Because a couple of days ago, when you would have asked me, a few days ago, if you would have said to me, tough 5 games here, you get 4 points out of Tottenham and Brentford. I would have said 4 points, lovely jubbly. 4 out of 6, we'll take that. Thank you very much. Brentford away, not an easy ground to go to. Brentford, a very, very good team. And obviously this Chelsea team, not in the most fantastic, not in the most scintillating of form right now. That being said, today was there to be won. Today was there to be won, and it's the manager's fault that we didn't win today. The lineup that he chose stinks. Still, not stunk past tense, stinks. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. I don't know how this brother keeps finessing green ratings on FOTMob. I don't know which one of Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall's family members works for this fucking stat team. This Don is arse. Is the worst player I've ever seen in a Chelsea shirt. He's worse than Gallagher on the ball and offers less off the ball. He is non-existent when he's not on the ball, and he's pants on it. I genuinely don't understand the hype around Dewsbury-Hall. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get how people rate him. I don't get it. I never will get it. Get him out. Get him out. He's done. He's shit. He's pants. Get him out. He needs to be one of the first names on the chopping block in the summer, the first names to be sold. And the second name, which will take nobody by surprise, is Christopher Nkunku. What the fuck has happened to Christopher Nkunku? Someone answer me. TikTok, YouTube, answer me. What's happened to Christopher Nkunku? Where is this player? Abdi, you said 5-0. Brentford were dog today. Bruv. What has happened to these Chelsea individuals? Not this Chelsea team, these Chelsea individuals. Nowhere near the players that they were a month, 2 months ago. And Nkunku has lost the hunger, the motivation, the will. He looks like he cannot be asked. Doesn't look like he's not bothered. Looks like he cannot be asked, bro. And Nkunku could not care less about this Chelsea team. He knows he's gone. He knows he's got no future at this club. He knows he's gone in the summer. Why continue play him? We asked this before the game. We said Nicholas Jackson just had a month, 2 months out injured, should be starting. Nicholas Jackson offered more in 30 seconds in the second half than Nkunku did in the entire first half. Granted, Jackson went quiet and he didn't have the best second half, didn't have the most impact, but he did more in 5 minutes than Nkunku did in 45. And Nkunku, all he did was bounce a little, a couple lovely little 1-2s, aesthetically pleasing. Oh, he's completed 100% of his passes. Oh, he's completed 100% of his passes in the final third. He ain't done fuck all, though. Ain't created a chance. Ain't taken a chance. Ain't had a shot on, one shot on goal in 45 minutes. And it wasn't even a good shot. Listen, this guy, gone. This guy is gone. Mentally, physically, emotionally, he is checked out. He could not care less. We as Chelsea fans have fallen out of love with him. I wanted him hooked at half-time. Absolute stinker from Christopher Nkunku today. He has proven that he just does not have the mentality to play second fiddle, doesn't have that strong mentality to be a fringe player and work back in. He needs the team to be, to be based around him, needs the team to be, he needs to be that guy. And you know what? I just want to retract very quickly and say it's a massive shame what happened to Christopher Nkunku. Because all things considered, if it had gone to plan as we had planned it when we bought him, he would be our Cole Palmer currently. But the only reason we bought Cole Palmer was because Nkunku got injured in pre-season and we needed a new marquee. We needed a new talisman. And unfortunately, you can't have two of them in the team. The type of player that Cole Palmer, Christopher Nkunku, that's that luxury type. You can only have one. And he's not chalk to Cole Palmer's cheese. Which one's better in that situation? You know that phrase, chalk and cheese? Is one better or are they just very different? And why chalk? Like, who ate chalk and went, this is the opposite to cheese? Like, what was the thought process behind? Like, similar question to who discovered milk? Like, I get it, but what were you doing? Like, what? Like, what's the reasoning behind? Very strange. But choosing Nkunku today baffled me. I think choosing Sancho to start over Madueke. What did they give Sancho out of 10? They gave him a green. I can't even look. My eyes aren't even good enough to see what they gave him. They gave him +7. How has Jadon Sancho managed to get a 7+ rating out of that? How has Jadon Sancho managed to come out of that with plaudits? Is it just me that thought he stunk the gaff up for 90 minutes there? Is it just me that thought Jadon Sancho was shit today and didn't offer anything? And again, every time he should have shot, he passed. Every time he should have passed, he shot. Mate, this Chelsea team looked toothless going forward. Toothless. In the first half, particularly. I just don't... I think today, the manager made so many mistakes. I saw somebody saying, why did Reece James play inverted? They were talking in the first half about, deputising Reece James at left back to be able to deal with Bryan Mbeumo. Why are you dropping the best left back in the league, if not the world? If you want someone to deal with Mbeumo one-on-one, it's Cucurella. Why are you moving James over? Another player who I do not understand how he got a green rating in there, Malo Gusto. I'd say that's the worst Malo Gusto performance I've seen. That was diabolical. He cannot do the inverted role for shit. And I do not bruv, I rate Malo Gusto so highly. Last season, I'd say he was the best right back in the Premier League. But this year, he is dog shit. And today was hands down the worst performance I've seen from Gusto. I have no idea how Gusto, Dewsbury Hall, and Sancho have received green ratings. Sanchez, I get it. He made a couple of good saves. Apart from the fact he dropped the fucking ball in the first half. Jesus Christ almighty. This guy will never not be mistake prone. This is why you can never convince me that even on his good days, he does weird shit, man. Robert Sanchez is not... He's just not Premier League level. He's not good enough. I can't imagine playing with Robert Sanchez in... Look, for all the saves he made today... He drops the ball at Mbeumo's feet and that's it. That's game over. He's done. It's that one mistake that he makes, which is why will never be confident with Robert Sanchez in goal. And look, we're getting to the latter stages of the Conference League now. Give me Jorgensen every time, please. I feel so much more comfortable. Look, he's not that much better, but I feel so much more comfortable with Jorgensen in goal. I feel like he's less likely to make a mistake, either with a ball at his feet or from a shot-stopping perspective. After that fumble in midweek from Robert Sanchez for the Pape Matar goal, I don't even feel comfortable in his shot stopping, bro. This is a keeper that I have got zero faith in any aspect, any attribute. I don't trust him. He's just not good enough. Harry, I'm inclined to agree with you. I feel like Brentford made the game very tough, as they tend to do. They're a very good side. They've got a very good manager and very good individual players. So I don't want to take anything away from Brentford today by saying that we were poor and we should have done more. Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Win is a fair result today. A fair result today. 0-0, probably a fair result today because both teams were dog shit in front of goal in the final third. Decision making was off. If anything, you could argue Brentford had more clear-cut chances. You know, that header in the second half, who was it, Nathan Collins or whoever it was that bounced it over, should have scored that. I'd argue they had more chances they should have scored than Chelsea. And it's just one of those where I'm thinking, what's going through the manager's mind? To look at this game, and I'm split as well, because again, I'll go back to the fact that, look, before today, 4 days ago, if you said 4 points from Tottenham and Brentford, I'm not mad. And if you'd said before today, you go to Brentford away and it finishes 0-0, I'm not that mad. And then you show me the team sheet from today and say, it still finishes 0-0. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. Chelsea have done a job. With that team, we've done a job. That's fair enough. But still, I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like whether it was the lack of quality in the play, the passing, I feel like there was a period, 5-10 minutes in the first half where we were knocking the ball about really comfortably. We looked very solid. We were just kind of prying, waiting for that opportunity to come through, waiting for that gap to appear. But then we didn't normally, like, we build from there. You build momentum, you grow into the game, you have more and more chances, you create more. And we just didn't really, there was not enough in there to kind of build that momentum. We started well and it was kind of like we took ourselves by surprise. Jadon Sancho today I thought was extremely poor. Madueke, not as good as not his normal self, but I thought he was all right. Had a couple of chances that maybe he could have taken a little bit better. Didn't do enough for me for a wide player, but coming back from injury, I've got to give him a little bit of leeway. Pedro Neto, works exceptionally hard when he comes on, but I feel like he does too much of nothing. You get me? He does. Like in the last few weeks, I've been very, very complimentary, and I'm a big fan, work rate. If a player works, breaks his balls off the ball, I'm a big, big fan. I want to at least give him a shout out and say, look, he might not have played fantastically today, but he bled for it. He gave absolutely everything, left it all on the pitch. And Pedro Neto more often than not does that. But it's getting to the point where he's doing that every week. And I'm like, all right, okay, he's run his socks off again. He's a 60 million pound winger, bruv. He shouldn't be the one running his socks off. That should be Gallagher, Dewsbury Hall, Enzo when they have a bad game. The winger should be, at bare minimum, creating something. Pedro Neto had a few shots today, half chances today. I feel like the quality of ball Neto used to put in the box, the quality of ball that Neto put in the box when he was playing at Wolves, is gone. He's not the same player. Again, he's half the player, half the delivery that he used to put in at Wolves, half the danger, half the threat. I feel like he's lost it. And, Sancho, Nkunku, Neto, all players that were thriving, a lot more happy, confident, effective in the earlier part of the season. And, we've hit January and it's like, all right, I'm out. I'm gone. I've checked out mentally. I'm on vacation. Like, makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense. Appreciate everybody in the TikTok, by the way. I can see there's a little bit of an unstable connection. If you want to jump over to the YouTube, the link is in my bio. Jump over to the YouTube, man. That's where we need to be. That's where I want everyone to be. It's 4K as well. You've got that camera, that microphone, all of that's hooked up to the YouTube. So jump over to there. We've got Gabriel and Abdi in the YouTube. So we'll go through the comments very quickly. Maresca out. Gabriel says, listen, I said earlier, if we'd lost today, I was Maresca out. I'm not Maresca out because I think the team's, better off than we were last season. However, the manager is at fault today. The manager is to blame, undoubtedly. 100%. This is pissing me off. 2025. I've had to switch over to Wi-Fi because I ain't got no fucking connection, bro. Right. Maresca, yeah. If we had lost today, Maresca's gone. 0-0 ties him over. 0-0. He's got another week. He's got another week and a half. He's got 2 games against Legia Warsaw and 1 against Ipswich. If we lose against Ipswich again, if Ipswich do the double over us, I'm Maresca out. If we don't progress versus Legia Warsaw, I'm Maresca out. We got 3 games. 3 games. It's got to the point where he is buying time. Like every result is now buying him time. In terms of the fan base, I don't think he's in trouble in terms of his job. I think he's all right. I think the owners love him. I think from their perspective, he does everything right. He's never called them out. He's never gone against them. He's very, very good with the media. He handles himself well, doesn't put himself under unnecessary pressure. And in terms of results, he's done enough to carry us out of the mud. In terms of improvement and building and managing expectations, he's done enough. I think the hierarchy are probably extremely happy with him. But the Chelsea fans are a different kettle of fish. That's a different topic entirely. If he starts getting booed at home, listen, man, we know that any manager of Chelsea is only, 3 results away from getting the sack. I think that was the phrase that someone used a couple of years ago, and it's not fucking wrong. You lose 3 games in a row as Chelsea manager, and the Chelsea fans will sack you. Never mind the Chelsea owners, you get sacked by the Chelsea fans before you get sacked officially. It's very, very clear and evident amongst the Chelsea fan base when a manager's gone, when a manager's checked out. There's only so many times I can defend this guy. Look, first season in the Premier League, second season in top flight football. He's doing it with an extremely young squad. We have improved marginally. He still does make some of the right tactical decisions, but I'm just seeing more and more of this obtuseness, more and more of this inexplicable, undefendable behaviour from Enzo Maresca. The lineup thing today, it's just thrown me in terms of how confident I am in the manager and his ability to win big games. Because it's like when we go up in cup finals, last stages of cups next year, what kind of tactical tweaks is he going to make? Because I did not like today. I feel like he doesn't understand, doesn't know his own players very well. I feel like what he's doing with Malo Gusto, I feel like this Chelsea fan base sometimes, and it's a bit mad because at the end of the day, he works with these guys 7 days a week. He sees so much more than we do. The Chelsea fans, we're talking like we see everything. We don't. We're very much behind the scenes, but everyone has the same opinion. I feel like things are very clear to see. Like, why is Dewsbury Hall playing? Why is Sanchez playing? He keeps picking them. Why is Sancho playing? He keeps picking him. Why is Malo Gusto continually inverting when he very clearly can't do that role? It's Cucurella and James can. Gusto can't. There's not a problem with that. He's just a right back, not an inverted. Like, I don't understand why Maresca is trying to put round pegs in square holes. That's the phrase. That's the phrase I need. That's exactly what he's doing at this point. He's trying to make a system work without the right tools. And that's not down to Chelsea's recruitment or none of that. It's a system that requires perfection. And the recruitment that we've done was not with that system in mind, if that makes sense. So Malo Gusto, very much a flying down the wide, flying down the side, bombing down, putting crosses into the box right back, does not suit this Maresca system. And you could argue Reece James doesn't as well. Reece James is a lot more malleable, a lot more versatile and flexible, which is why he can do that inverted role and why he's so good in midfield. But you can see there's a lot of these players. I wouldn't call Malo Gusto a luxury player, but at the same time, it's very clear to me what his position is. And he's not being used, not being utilized in that position. He's being used in a different role. And it goes back to the age-old adage of a player's worst fear is to have a good game out of position. Because you see it so much in football this season and in recent years, sorry. So Reece James is a right back, has always been a right back, will always be a right back. They needed to use him in centre mid. He did exceptionally well in centre mid. All of a sudden, people are like, "Oh, he can play in front. He can play in centre mid. He can. He shouldn't. He's not a centre mid. Hasn't grown up as a centre mid. Doesn't understand the basics and every single attribute of the centre mid that you get taught as a child. He's a right back. Same as Gusto. Stop trying to change these fucking players. They're good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Malo Gusto was not broke as an out-and-out right back bombing down the wing. So why the fuck are we trying to turn him into a number 10? Why are we trying to turn him into a player that can invert and do an attacking role in midfield? This geezer fucking sucks on his left foot. If there's one position, right, that you can have no left foot, it's fullback. It's right back. If you've got no right foot, it's left back. That's the one position in a football team where you just have a one-footed player. Because all they're doing is bombing up and down the fucking line. If you're a winger, you need to be able to cut in and have a shot as well as put a cross in. So you need to be both-footed. 10, centre mid, centre backs, you need to be able to pass with both feet. Striker, obviously, needs to be able to use both feet. Fullbacks, use your predominant foot and fuck all else. Don't know why we're trying to get Malo Gusto inside the channel using his left foot to ping it when he's never scored for... This is like when it's common sense. It's like when Enzo Maresca was using Cole Palmer on the left side. So he didn't have the ability to cut in and use his left. Like, I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Exactly that, Gabriel. Maresca is trying to reinvent the wheel. You look at games, and I said to my brother when we were watching the game, that game against Wolves where he won 6-2, that feels like a far cry. A Chelsea team able to score 4, 5, 6 goals feels like a far cry from what we're watching at the moment. And as much as I appreciate what he's done and how he's tightened up some of these players, I feel like sometimes Maresca just needs to strip it back, take it back to basics and say, right, you know what you're doing. They're grown-ass individuals. Like, I'm sorry, it's not that difficult to play football. If you know what your position is, you know who your opposite number is. So you know who you've got to mark at set pieces. You know what your role is. If you're an attacker, you've got to score. If you're a midfielder, you've got to get the ball forward and control the game. If you're a defender, you've got to stop the ball going to the back of the net. It ain't that hard. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, all these inverted, all this, you got to do 2-3 roles. Stop it, bruv. Stop it. Football is a simple sport. You've got 11 on 11. If you're worrying about, I've got to do this. Nah, you don't. You got to worry about stopping your opposite number. All you got to worry about is being better than your opposite number. Let's take football back to the fucking basics. All you've got to do is outplay the player you are marking. That's it. That's it. You've got to be better than them. But we're trying to do all we're trying to go matchy and trying to switch systems and trying to do all this and playing Kunku left, right, centre, Neto right, Neto left, Sancho. Bruv, put these players in their fucking positions and leave them there. Doing my head in. Doing my head in, bro. We had a good run. Listen, I don't want to get too... Look, we are... Wait, does that still say... Oh, no, we can't. Again, I'll go back to it. If you'd have said a week ago, 4 points from Tottenham and Brentford, I probably would have taken it. If you'd have told me 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, you'll come out of there with a clean sheet and a draw, I probably would have taken it. Having seen the team sheet, 100%, I would have taken a draw today. But still, it feels like 2 points lost. It feels like with the talent we have on the bench there, I can't believe he started Nkunku. I can't believe he didn't start Jackson Palmer. Can't believe he started Sancho. Can't believe he started Dewsbury Hall. Can't believe he didn't start Cucurella. Yeah, today was on the manager. There's no other excuse for it. We didn't do enough. We did a little bit. We didn't do enough to win the game. It's not an unfair result by any stretch. Did not deserve to win today. But it's frustrating because we could have. With all that talent on the bench, you look at the team we've got and what Brentford did, we could have gone at them so much more. We could have caused them so many more problems, thrown more balls into the box. Yeah, I just thought quite a few players looked off the boil today. And look, all I'm going to say, I love him and I think he's fantastic. I think Caicedo in the first half was very poor in comparison to how he has been. I love Caicedo. I think he's very easily Chelsea's player of the season. But he's been playing to an exceptional level every single game. And I feel like the first half today, he didn't have as much control as he normally does. He let a few things go past him. Few mistimed tackles, few loose passes, which we don't normally see from him. And I feel like he's the metronome in this Chelsea performance. I feel like he's the gold standard. He's what we go by. If he has a poor game, we have a poor game. And I feel like today he just wasn't just a bit leggy maybe from Thursday. I don't know, just not at it. But yeah, either way, it's Maresca's fault. IJ, Gabriel, look, it's Maresca's fault. Harry, you're right. It's so much better when it's a simple formation that suits the play. It's not hard. It's like someone said, he's trying to reinvent the wheel. It's not that difficult to just put players in their position and let them pass the ball. Yeah. It feels like we are a long, long way away from the team that beat Wolves 6-2 earlier this season. But yeah, I saw someone say earlier in the chat as well, we're going to get battered against Nottingham Forest. Look, we've got 2 toughish games out of the way, and we've got a big week and a half ahead of us with 2 games against Legia and a game against Ipswich. I've already said any of those games we lose, unfortunately, Maresca out. It's the nature of the game. If Ipswich do the double over us, it's crazy. If Legia beat us, it's crazy. But again, 4 points from Brentford and Tottenham ain't that bad. 0-0, Brentford away, a real big bogey team for us, ain't that bad. I think us Chelsea fans just feel so deflated because of the team that was chosen, the performance that was given. It was very underwhelming. And yeah, as Sean said, though, at least we didn't lose. Could have been worse. It's one of them, you know, the position we're in, a draw is pretty much the same as a loss. It's a little bit fucked, the position that, you know, a week ago I'm saying the power's in our hands, we control our own destiny. Now we're hoping Man United beat fucking City. I mean, as hate watches go, I'm not looking forward to this. I don't really fucking ding. I don't really know. Yeah. I mean, the Two Blues Tuesday was myself and Charms talking about how we're still pretty confident in Champions League. I mean, yeah. GG. GG's. Come on, Man United. Please. Please. Ruben. Harry Maguire at number 9. Save us. I've just been talking about how fucking good Omar Marmoush is as well. Yeah, I think we might chat. I think we might be cooked. Anyway, we're a few minutes out from the Manchester United Man City game, so make sure to get your predictions in for that in the chat. We're going to love it and leave it on the live match reaction. We will be back on Tuesday for a Two Blues Tuesday, as always. 6:30 till 7:30 on the YouTube, as we are every single week. Myself and Mr. C Money Picks talking shit, everything Chelsea, everything football as well. Talking another stinker from Mo Salah. And you know what? This week, we're going to be talking why Van Dijk is the most overrated centre-back, maybe potentially overrated footballer in football history. And I will double down on that. It's as of today, that is my stance. I personally think Van Dijk is the most overrated footballer in the history of the game. Do not get it. Do not see the hype. He got cooked again 3 times by Muniz. He absolutely bodied Muniz in the box. And then Sky Sports were tweeting, oh, he's a 6-7 man mountain. No, he's a cunt who's not very good at defending, despite being paid 200 grand a week and having 80 million pounds spent on him. He's actually not very good. We'll go through the comps of how many blatant fouls he's given away and horrible things he's done. He's a horrible cunt, Van Dijk. My kind of player. Love that kind of player. However, he's shit at football, which is not my kind of player. We like a shithouse who can also play. Van Dijk just passes the fucking buck, whether it's to his other centre-back partner or whether it's just stepping off his centre-back. Stepping off. Well, let me do that auto run. Let me do the auto. Dickhead. Overrated. Couldn't lick. Right, I was going to say John Terry. Couldn't lick Nemanja Vidic's boots. Couldn't fucking sniff Rio Ferdinand's shin pads. Couldn't fucking swap shirts with Ricardo Carvalho. He might not even be better than Asia Del Horno, bro. I think Cesar Azpilicueta, Branislav Ivanovic, better centre-backs than Van Dijk. You know what? Tosin's better than Van Dijk. I'm leaving it there. Everybody on the YouTube, big up yourselves. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the Two Blues podcast if you haven't already. Like I said, we will be back on Tuesday. Appreciate you lot. At the Chelsea.